This is a single server queuing problem that we did in chapter 9. Only the difference in this example is that we are going to use VBA instead of the RSP to solve our problem. So in this we are going to write our code in VBA and we won't be showing the simulation that is happening in the background to our user. So to the user only this page will be visible, and once clicked on this button called Run Simulation, user form will be shown to the user in which he or she can enter the number of customers, the interval time, the maximum and minimum and mean time that is required for the customer in the queue. So we'll go in Developer Visual Basic and we'll see the form, which is form input. So this is a form where the user enters all the data. So we can write a code in this. So this is a code. So for the cancel button, it just says unload me. For the OK button, we say that if no value has been put, then a message box will be shown to the user saying that please make sure all text boxes are filled. And we will assign all the text to our public variables, which are here. So every data that has been entered in the text box will be assigned to variable. After this user form, we will then insert a module. So in this module, we write our code. So our main code is that we call a clear all subprocedure. So in this clear all the data is previous data is cleared from the simulation sheet and also from the single server app. All the results will be cleared. So this is what the clear all subprocedure is about. The Excel sim model, we assign value of the public variables to the cells in the input data area of the simulation worksheet. So all the data that you get from the form input, we assign those in our simulation worksheet. So that is your Excel sim model subprocedure. In SSI, we initialize the simulation model that we created in the Excel sim model. Here we say that it's a RSP problem now, and we give an input box for the user saying that to enter the number of simulation trials, and the default value is 100. So it will just check if the number is numerical, or if it's not, then it will say that it's has to be numerical and it will warn the user. Next comes the simulation results subprocedure. This subprocedure prints the results of the simulation in Excel and creates a histogram of customer waiting time in the queue. So first of all, we need this formula here in our simulation sheet in N3 and N4. As you can see, it's average H to H plus psi output. So these are the formulas that you need. Here it will be G. So you need that formula, and then we can write our statistics related to waiting time and time in system. Next, for creating our histogram, we first extract the waiting time per trial, and then we create bins for histogram for the wait time. So the bins will be created on our single server app. So this is a bin. So it has to be created on that. So as you can see here, the application.run in inverted commas, you can see atpvbaen.exclam exclamatory histogram. So this is an add-in for the VBA file on Excel. So if you write this code and if you don't have this add-in, the code will not run. So make sure that you have the add-in checked, and then you can run the code. So this is for creating the histogram and for the bins. The animate procedure imitates the movement of customers through the queue to the server. It uses the data generated by the simulation model, which will be in the sheet. The next, the animate subprocedure browses through the timeline table, and for each value it checks the corresponding event description like arrival, then it will check for begin server and then end server. So as customers arrive in the system, it checks the status of the server. If the server is idle, then the customer moves to the server, and if it is busy, then the server has to wait until the server becomes idle. So basically this subprocedure will record the queue length for each time period. So once you've written all your code, and you can then go on your sheet, you can assign the run simulation your macro main, click OK. Once you've assigned, you can then press play. So this is your user form. You can change your average to say this is your average time, your maximum is 15, say start simulation. So this is your default number of trials, so you say 100, OK. So the time here shows as 5:72, and it says that the service is finished, and this is your histogram, which is based on these bin numbers, and this is the summary for your results.